What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your boy JG, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the man with the power. Well, I wanted to come to you guys all today. I know it's been a little while since I've actually made a video, and I apologize. And it's partly because I was out of state. I was actually up in Vermont working with the school and some students and parents, and I had an awesome time. It was so great to be out there and to be able to spend some time with the young people and also with the parents and sharing a message of actually I was really speaking on connectedness and also suicide prevention and just the importance of hope and maintaining and having hope throughout life. So those were the three things that I was out there doing. So I really enjoyed myself and finally getting back into the swing of things. And so I'm back here doing another video to let you guys know that I'm still around, I'm still here, I'm still willing to give advice, still willing to share about parenting tips and things of that nature and how we can impact our communities a lot better and being better people. So I've really been using the slogan lately, I'm wanting to help you, to help yourself, and to help others. And that's really what it's all about. I had a question that came to me that I wanted to address with you all. And of course, some of the things I'm going to share, some people are going to agree with and some are going to disagree with. And that's fine. And that's okay. It doesn't bother me at all. But I do like to hear your opinion. So one of the questions that came to me was from an individual who said to me, Jamal, what do you think about people who have kids and they are no longer with their significant other, but they're dating now, and they want to introduce their kids to the new person? And I thought that was a good question. And I wanted to share with you all my response to that question. And my response to that question is you need to be extremely careful. If you're in the dating scene, if you're a woman who has kids, you need to be extremely careful of who you bring into your house and allow to meet your kids. If you're a guy, you need to be knowledgeable enough and have self-awareness enough that you entering into that household and meeting those kids is setting up a situation that will make it more difficult if you plan to not stay around long, hard to get out of. So let me go back to the aspect from a woman's perspective and why I say what I say as far as you want to be careful in inviting this person into your home to meet your children, or even having that individual stay the night and then see the kids in the morning, and then you guys are out there playing house and things of that nature. And the place that I'm coming from with this, just so you know, is as a counselor, when I was working in a residential facility with guys and girls, it was interesting the stories that I heard, and even as I continued to work with youth through my years, it was really interesting to me the stories that I would hear about how men would come into their mothers' lives and want to play this father role, but they were more really interested in the mother than they were in being a father to those kids, or really even in that household. And so I'm coming from that perspective of hearing youth. So I want to share that with you. So the reason I say that you need to be extremely careful, and actually I would say don't allow any man or significant other come into your house and meet your children until you are sure that this is a person that you plan on spending a great deal of time with, meaning dating them for a long time, and there's a possibility of it moving on into a serious relationship. And when I say serious relationship, it's a long-term relationship that could last for many years, if that's what your intentions are or your hopes. Because the reason that that's important to know and find out in determining whether you should have a person coming in to meet your kids is because you need to remember as the adult that your child gets connected also to this person that you bring into the house, or they may not. And so, of course, of the scary stories that I've heard of men, particularly coming into a child's life or into their house with their mother because the man is dating the mother, and the mother was like, well, no, come meet the kids and we should hang out, and you could just stay the night here. And next thing you know, the kid is getting to know this particular individual, building a relationship with them. The guy's being real cool in the beginning, like, yeah, let's play, yeah, let's hang out, let's do this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden, one of two things have happened in stories that I've heard repeatedly over time. And I know this is not all cases, but this does occur. In one scenario, it's that the kid gets so connected to the individual that that person then decides to move on, the man. He was only there for a little while, thought it might be what he wanted, or maybe he knew for a fact that being in a relationship with a woman, with a kid, and taking on those responsibilities is something that he really did not want to do. But because to keep things going for a little while, they did the next step of, well, okay, I'll meet your kids, okay. And then next thing you know, they're building a relationship with the kid. And the thing that's different from adults, from kids, is that kids don't really know the situation. So they're beginning to want to engage with this individual, and the individual is engaging with them. And they're building some type of bond and relationship. And then next thing you know, the man's gone. And or the significant other, if it's a female. They're gone. They're out of the picture. How do you think that makes that kid feel? Especially if in the first relationship, their true father was around, and now that father's gone. You introduce them to another male who is cool and they happen to get along with, and now they've left. So then you decide, okay, well, that was a fluke, or that wasn't a good relationship. Then shouldn't you have not taken the time to find out in the beginning if it was a good relationship or not? And that takes time, right? So after, just dating somebody, 4 or 5 times, or for a month or 3 months, is that the best time really to introduce your kids to someone? I would say no. And I would say you should wait at least a year before introducing your kids to some individual that you're dating. Because actually it takes a good year for you to even understand and find out and really know about this individual and what's really going on in their lives. And if this is a good match for you, and then you can continue on to find out if it may be a good match for you all, meaning you and your child with this particular individual. Because again, the youth get connected to this individual. The other thing to think about is, and this happened, heard this story more than I wish I had, but this other one is more scary, which is you're bringing males into the house, and especially if you have a daughter who's of any age, 6 and up, and this person is wanting to, fondle that individual, that young person, male or female, and play around with them or sexually abuse them and things of that nature. That's uncool. And it's all because you wanted to move this individual into the house or have them come and visit more than they needed to. So you as the adult and the parent, I feel that you should actually take the time to, if you want to play that when the kids are away with their grandparents or their actual father, then maybe have that individual over to the house. But you might be, that's inconvenient, and I want to get to, and I may push the guy away because he doesn't get to spend as much time with me. But you know what? If he can't deal with that, then he can't deal with you. Because the problem is that it's not the problem. The problem is that they don't understand what you really have to go through and what you're dealing with. And if they can't do that, then they can't deal with you. Because that child is in your life until they're 18 years old, and maybe even longer for some of you if you choose for it to go that way. So I would say wait definitely a year, females, before introducing your kid to people that you're sexually involved with, because those youth end up building relationships. and or negative relationships with that individual that makes it hard on the youth. And even for you, it makes it difficult. So from the aspect of the male, I would say this: guys, you know what you're doing and what you're thinking about. 9 times out of 10. You know what direction you want to go in this relationship, or if you really want to make a go of it or not. So don't play games. If you know that you're just trying to feel things out and you know that you're not really into kids, or maybe you do think that, hey, this might be something that I want to get involved with, you need to get to know the mother first, and you need to get to know her well. And you don't do that in 3 months or 6 months. It takes a good year, because you got to think, the person that you're dating, the female that you're dating, is you're only seeing them sporadically. You're not seeing them every day and night to really get to know who they are and what they're about. And you need to see them in various situations, as well as the female that's in the situation. You need to do the same thing. You need to know what this person is all about. So it takes time to do that. What's this person's temperament really like? What are they like? Because in the beginning, you got to remember, there's a honeymoon phase in any relationship. That honeymoon phase is that everything's great. Oh, it's all cool. It's fun. And I got butterflies in my stomach. Oh, I can't wait to see him. Can't wait to see her. Oh my God. She's so beautiful. But how does she look when times are hard? How does he act when times are hard? How does he look demeanor-wise? How does he look, meaning, does he have a positive outlook on life when the chips are down? What about those days where they're bored and don't know what to do? How do they handle those situations? Those are things that take time to cultivate. And you need to figure those things out before you introduce them to your kids. Because your kids don't need to go through this. Your kids do not need to go through the exact same thing you're going through and have to deal with another loss in a relationship. Don't get me wrong. Will there be those situations in which, somebody meets somebody within 3 months and they're introduced to the kids and it's a happy ever ending story, or happy ever after story? Yeah, that occurs. But not the majority of the time. Not the majority of the time, because the problem is people don't take time to get to know each other before introducing them to their kids. So my answer to the question is, if you're single and you're dating, you have kids, wait before you introduce them to those kids. Those kids are and should be priority number one. And introducing them to a male or another female, for a guy too, is not important at that particular moment. What's important is that you find somebody that's the right person for you. Then you find out if they're the right person for y'all. And there may be a situation in which they are not the right person for y'all. And you may have to cut your losses and say, hey, it was great, it was good, but it's not for us. It was for me. Or maintain the relationship the way it is. Meaning, you and that individual do things just without the kids. You have to find a good babysitter, have some good grandparents, or the father or mother is around where you may have to play that game. But that's better than having these youth feel, one, unsafe, or either being sexually harassed or abused. And then also them having to deal with loss again. And how many times are you going to put them through that? I would say think about it. Your youth and their mental health and their well-being is more important than finding somebody that's wrong to be in your household. So, hey, this is the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the man with the power. Thank you guys for listening. Hey, like this and share it. And hey, comment. Give me some comments and tell me what you think. I appreciate you guys. Talk to you later.